Hi again, everyone, for LibertyFlames.com. My name is Alan York. We're joined by junior guard Tavares Trap Speaks. And, Trap, let's talk about that nickname a little bit. Tell us where you got that from and what it means to you.
Yeah, I got it growing up as a kid in my neighborhood, so kind of stuck along with me. So I decided to bring it here with Liberty with me. And
A couple of months now into the basketball season, what's the biggest thing you've learned going from the Juco ranks now to Division I?
Pretty much just patience and poise, keep my poise here at Liberty. Obviously, it's a different scenery, different style, different players, different coaching, of course. So it's a lot different for me, but I'm getting adapted to it pretty quick. So,
What do you think you bring to this basketball team?
I think I bring defensive presence, definitely. A little bit of we can stretch my offense out a little bit with me on being on the wing and giving Jesse another option. So.
Tavares, I know one shot you really like is that baseline jumper. Has that always been one of your favorite shots?
Always. And I brought it here to Liberty, and Coach Aker really broadened that to a T. You know, I practice that probably 9 times out of 10 if I'm in the gym. So.
You've got a unique kind of delivery to your shot. Don't get much spin on it. Not to say you need it for it to go in, because you obviously can score some points. Have you always had that type of shot?
Yeah, I couldn't shoot. I was a driver pretty much, and then I guess like coming to Division I knew I had to develop an outside shot. So I pretty much just try to flick my wrist, and if it doesn't spin, it doesn't spin, but it goes in pretty much.
Tavares, you're from Raleigh, a couple hours away from here. Do you get some time to catch up with friends and family today? Are they able to come to some games up here?
Yeah, my family makes it to a lot of the games. With it not being that far down the road, my mom just recently moved into Raleigh, so her and my siblings that's definitely a big plus for me, getting them to see me play this year, and as well as some of my immediate family out in Charlotte, so it's pretty close-knit.
Talking about close-knit, Trap, we've heard time and time again about this team and how close-knit it is on the court and off the court. What's your thoughts on that, and what makes this team so cohesive together?
Definitely coming in, the Europe trip really did it, brought us together as a whole, and coming in the summer, the guys, the seniors here, JB as well as Jesse and Dave, they really helped me be a part, and, you know, just getting the thing, like we even have breakfast with each other sometimes, so that kind of like brought us together early on, so it stuck with us.
Now you guys have had about a month off from school now. Classes started back this week. I would know what it's like to be a college athlete. A
lot of scouting and film, and there's a lot that comes with it, and so everybody's super prepared and everybody knows each other. So.
All right, Trap, now we're going to go a little speed round with you, a little hot seat, one-word association to get to know Tavares Trap Speaks a little bit. Favorite food?
Pizza.
Favorite NBA team?
Heat.
Favorite NBA player?
Kobe.
Favorite person you follow on Twitter?
My brother, Polo Speaks.
And who's one of the main person you talk to after a ball game to kind of lift your spirits or to talk to you about the game?
My grandfather.
All right, that is Tavares Trap Speaks. Trap, thanks for your time. Best of luck this weekend.
Appreciate it.
And through the power of television, we're now joined by head basketball coach Dale Laird. Coach, without a week with games, how has this week gone as you transition into the High Point game?
This is the second time we've had this kind of a setup with the whole week off heading into Saturday, and it's a little awkward because our guys are kind of geared up to playing 2 days a week, and you know we were 3 last week, so now it's 1. It kind of throws your schedule off a little bit, but we gave them a little bit extra time off, but we've had a productive week.
Speaking of time off and classes starting back this week, midway through the season, are you trying to balance schooling and practice times, or does practice still, obviously you do it, but as far as how much you practice and how much time you're on the court, do you kind of have to give the guys more of a rest, or is it just status quo?
It's different. When you have classes, it's their focus is on that for good reason. That's what they're here for, and you have less free time. Their minds, you know, they have a lot of free time, and now they've got literally none. And with basketball, it eats up 3.5 hours a day. And you know, when you had the whole day off after basketball, kind of get in a rhythm. That was the way it was for a month, and now it's a whole different rhythm. So they adjust. They're mature guys. They are very responsible, and they'll make the most of it, but it is different.
John Caleb had a great game against Winthrop last Saturday. From year one to year two, what are a couple of the things that players typically learn from their first year to their second year?
How stupid they were the first year. Now, they just grow up, and it's every which way. I'm not speaking of John Caleb. I'm speaking of all of them. They can't hardly find the library when they first get here. They don't know where to eat. They don't know what Aaron's job is for their training needs and rehab and how to take care of their body. And it turns into, almost a cluster in their minds of all the things they've got to be responsible for. And then everything kind of slows down the second year. And John Caleb is that way. I think Tavares is a little bit older, but he's much better than he was early in the year. And Tomas is the same, where he's figuring it out. It's a progression, but typically you get a nice jump from year one to year two.
Going through this season, there's been ups and downs, and you keep talking about how cohesive this team is and how mature it is. What have you learned about your team's maturity through this year?
They show up every day and they work. And this is my 19th year as a head coach. There are teams that kind of, lose their focus or lose their energy when things go wrong, when adversity hits. This team has battled through adversity all year. I'm really, really proud of them. I know our record is not what we'd like it to be, but if you see these guys every day, and I know you see a glimpse of that, you got to be proud of their spirit and their work ethic and how much they invest in what we're doing and how much they're buying in. I'm very, very proud of them in many ways.
Let's talk a little bit about High Point now as you face them on Saturday night, a team that obviously can shoot the ball really well from downtown. Tell me about Nick Barber and the year he's having. Obviously, looking at the stats, a leading scorer in the league, but he's a very, very good player.
Well, he's only averaging 33 over the last two games. Right. He's a prolific scorer. He scores it in different ways. He's got a great release on his shot. It's a quick release. It's high arc. It's you can't give him any space, because if you give him space, he finds a way to knock him down. He's a really, really good player. Shea Shine is, maybe not as many points that he produces, but he's every bit as good a player. They got two really good seniors back. Corey Law is as good an athlete as there is in the country, and he always finds a way to dunk on everybody once or twice a game. I think they're well coached. I think they have a good feel for what they do. They can put up points in a hurry. And in the Middle Center, I think they're exceptionally good. I think they feed off the energy in the crowd, and that kind of feeds into who they are.
As you focus in on the game here on Saturday, Coach, what are one of the two things you're trying to press upon your team that they have to do to win the game?
I think we've got to play with great emotion, great energy, great juice. I think we've got to be tougher than they are in some respects, and we've got to handle the backboards. And obviously, you can't allow their shooters to get open looks.
You a juice guy, Coach? You drink juice? Apple juice, orange juice?
I have heavenly juice. It's yeah. Need a supply every day.
All right, Coach. Thanks for the time. Best luck Saturday.
Thank you.
That's head coach Dale Lair. My name is Alan York for LibertyFlames.com.